Started a little bit early. Tisk tisk. He should have started when they advertised. Or maybe he's in one already that hasn't finished. No, this is it. Wow. Turn 1. Alright. That was pretty good timing, wasn't it? Nearly really good timing anyway. Right, so Stringer Bell is the Orcs. So even though I searched for how do we get this up before? I don't know. So Mossman is the Dwarfs. Stringer Bell is the Orcs. I've got no idea who these two coaches are, and no idea who will be the best and who will be the worst. We've got an irrelevant tackle here. You can't say I like the tackle pick, to be honest, especially with how many dwarves there are. The dwarves have got 2 guard, 3 guard. Wow, this could be a good dwarf team. But it looks like only 11 players for the Dwarfs. And 11 players for the Orcs too. Interesting. And one's a thrower. So I guess on teams, it goes to the Dwarfs, doesn't it? Both got an apple. I mean 3. 3 guard is pretty huge. Only 1 runner and 1 slayer, which I like. So yeah, it looks like Mossman. Oh, Mossman is the Dwarfs, right? So it looks like it's so weird because every other time whoever I searched for has been home team, so it's weird that Mossman's the Dwarves. So yeah, it looks like Mossman's the favourite here, to me, with his Dwarves. He's even scored a touchdown on the blitzer there, so he'll be trying to get a touchdown there from the bit of guard. Trying to get a Kaz in his Troll Slayer. But I mean, that's great, isn't it? Getting 3 Longbeard skilled up is pretty powerful. He may even be the favourite from this side of the draw now. I guess if I looked at the team names, it would be obvious that Stringer Bell had the Orcs. There you go. He likes to take his time. I can't say I'm a fan of people who take a long time to play Bloodbowl. I tend to take about 20 seconds to take most of my turns. But it's fair enough, isn't it, in the World Cup? But a huge advantage for the Dwarves, I think. You know, 3 guard almost makes up for the strength completely. And the fact that he's taken tackle and has a throw on 11 men means that maybe he's not the best, or maybe he was just scared of elves, despite them being hardly any. Elves are pretty scary, to be fair. He's going to blitz that Troll Slayer probably, isn't he? Get that sweet armor rate. not sure I like the follow-up there. I think the dwarf would be happy to just maximise blocks. Hello, fish for fat, yeah. Yeah, but I probably should have started the stream up a little bit earlier. I guess people will be coming in missing the first few turns now. But it's interesting. They're looking like the dwarfs. I think the dwarfs are big favourites here. But I guess the thing is, if he does give up a hit on the runner, he's got a good chance of losing, hasn't he? So it's interesting. Very interesting. I hate this though, tackle on a blitzer. Tackle's trash. I mean, this is why tackle's trash, isn't it? He's taken a skill here, and he's got 0 value from it in 16, maybe 24 turns. Where if he'd taken guard, it would be affecting the match for 16 turns, or in fact, not even 16 turns, 32 turns, and then maybe an extra 15. So you know, this is the main reason why I hate tackle. It's just simply a bad skill when you compare it to guard. In every matchup, obviously, sometimes, once or twice a game, you'll blitz a war dancer. Great. I wonder if he'll move another assist in so he can run away with the troll sword. No, he's going to give up another hit on the troll sword. Nice from the Orcs getting this guard guy stranded. Maybe it would have been a better idea to use blitz to hit him. Get the guard more into it. Purely off team's bleeding hippie, I guess I have to predict the Dwarfs to win. You know, because he's taken tackle. And the Dwarfs have 3 guard, which is pretty huge. And my preferred starting build of 1 runner, 1 slayer. Obviously, that's pretty good. This side, well, both sides of the draw. I mean, both sides of the draw are bereft of elves. I think at the moment there's 1 Skaven team and 2 Lizardmen teams left in, and the rest of dwarves or orcs. It's pretty crazy how many dwarves. It's dominated by orcs and dwarves, which is making his tackle pick look completely irrelevant, and making this dwarf team with 3 guards look very strong. But you know, ultimately coaching's bigger than skills, isn't it? You would have hoped that at this stage of the tournament all of the coaches would be equally good, but there's some worse coaches in, definitely. Hello, Slanesh. Only 2 rerolls from each side is very poor as well. You'd have liked 3 by this stage, wouldn't you, really? Or with overtime. Overtime being a very real possibility. Not tempted to storm the cage there? Of course, getting the hit on the armor 8 guy. Cheeky elf screen here, isn't it? Kind of. Wow, dodging him away. I'm not sure I like that. I guess it's okay, but still. I think I would have been fine with, like with Orc Linos, you're often going to be happy to take those hits, aren't you? I'll have a look at the table and tell you. So Mossman, he went through by playing Dwarfs first, and then he just beat Skaven. So yeah, maybe he did tackle to beat the Skaven that he just beat. That kind of makes sense. And I guess maybe he thought Knockoff might lose, and maybe, you know, I guess you'd be forgiven for thinking Inarian would beat Balshot, wouldn't he? So potentially he could have been playing Rats, and then Rats again. No, he could have been playing Rats, then Orcs, then he could have been playing Woodies, then Woodies again. So to be fair to him, he could have thought of that, but still, there's just so many Dwarves in this tournament, I think. And, you know, Guard's good against Elves as well, isn't it? I'd have just taken them down. I really don't like the tackle pick. Maybe not the best use of his guard here so far. The Dwarfs. No, he's getting 2 guard players 2 dice for free, apart from, of course, the Orcs only have 2 rerolls. But still, I still don't like giving up blocks on guard players for essentially no reason. I believe he could have moved the guard in here and then hit this way and this way, and could have made everything a lot better than what it did. You know, it's definitely misplaced guard, in my opinion. Yeah, absolutely bleeding hippie. I really don't rate tackle whatsoever above this, like above the basics / essentials. Is he going to put this guy up here or something? No. Well, interesting that he's gone back, left people based. No, when you're running a bunch of fudging dwarfs. Maybe we're done due, but this is the thing, you know. If you, it's just you got to use guard every single turn, including your opponent's turn. It's just so much better. Hit the Slayer again. Gotta go after that arm rate. One day he'll knock him over, maybe. But even then, you know, even if you're expected to be playing Owls, ooh, surprised he used that. Interesting. I mean, is he going to go full contact now? We'll notice he didn't follow up. I mean, maybe follow up and get everybody in. Could have blitzed there as well. Because, you know, if he'd blitzed here, he could have got the assist in there to 2-90. Here, that's the thing, I would have maybe gone for that. But, obviously you couldn't resist the armor rate. Using the reroll there for, like... I don't think these guys are known at all. I don't know either of them. But they could, of course, be... Mossman could secretly be Purple Goo, couldn't he? He doesn't have to call himself Purple Goo in Blood Bowl 2. Out of the people in this tournament, there's really only Spartaco left now. It looks like he should win it. I think he should win it. In fact, not even not even odds on. I just think he's well favourite. The fact he gets best of 3 with Orcs against people with Dwarfs, I just don't see. You know, like if he was playing someone who wasn't so good with Elves, they could still just elf bullshit him every time, couldn't they? I guess if the first of the best of 3 results in massive casualties one way or the other, that could have a big effect. But really, it's kind of hard to get diced with Orcs versus Dwarfs, isn't it? In a way, it kind of is hard to get diced with each other. So, yes, Gurumetso, it is live. This will be the last time I answer that question. Whoa, I didn't know that had happened. Oh, it's because I've got the controller in. Silly me. Good old Cyanide with their random happenings when you've got a controller plugged in. I think I would have liked to just get more people in contact here. If you're going to do this, you know, you're leaving the turn with 3 guys in contact. Now 4, he should have maybe just followed up here. Also, the fact he used the reroll on the 2DB, I would only have rerolled that if I was planning to go on men's contact, I think. Whereas, like, he hasn't improved his position that much from if he hadn't rerolled it, has he? In fact, it's arguable whether he's improved his position at all. Apart from, obviously, the fact that he's got a Black Hawk standing instead of down. With only 2 rerolls, I don't know. I don't know if that was worth it. Maybe. Maybe it would have been too easy for him to break through here if that had been a double down. Still got the screen going pretty solidly, hasn't he? If he powered him and powered him, maybe he could have tried to break through here a little bit. Not easily. Offense always feels a lot harder these kinds of games than just normal ones. It's the same with mages on Fumble, you know, because people are really trying to defend. Whereas in a normal game, you don't mind so much if you draw, so you're not going to play the hardest defense. Just, you know, try to maybe stop them, maybe make them score early, but mostly keep your team alive for the league in the future. Whereas here, obviously, they're putting everything on the line, and they've got some skills. Probably just going to move the cage over like here, isn't he? Doesn't seem much else. He's not really been able to progress forward very well. But of course he doesn't have to go too fast, too soon. These guys sure do like taking a long time for their turns. Wow, going in for the, you know, kind of a frenzy trap. Like obviously it is a frenzy trap, but it's 2+ to avoid it. You know, 1D with block, it's not the worst thing, but still. Interesting to go there where he doesn't really have a place to put the ball here, does he? I mean, I can only think that he's going to stand him up, move him in and move the ball over to here. It seems all he could do with the ball. So he's not helping out in that regard, but he's nothing out to blitz this guy. Maybe he's got him down, move over here. These prone orcs are a bit of a nuisance.
Why can't you just be a good boy and die?
Oops. Forgot that the soundboard was on. Got the title, it's the round of 16. And also just move back a little bit. Kind of fair, I guess. You could almost go for the -2D here, couldn't you? 25% to pop the ball isn't the worst thing, but I guess with only one reroll you can't really try. I'm going to just stand up, blitz this guy, get him into another 2D, and then into another 2D. Yep, well done Fish for that. It is the round of 16, Mara 147369. I just changed the title actually. It is the round of 16, so you would think it would only be good coaches, but I know for a fact that one of the coaches at this stage is absolutely terrible. Absolutely, completely terrible. In fact, one in the last 8 is absolutely terrible. So there you go. Not even bleeding hit me, to be honest. I think Bucky isn't the best, but he's not the worst. I think that is hands down belongs to Grish from what I've seen of this World Cup so far. I really don't like the Dwarves here with you know, for the control, because it's so like they just make the game so much harder to follow. It's fine with the Orcs, you know, you've got some block and the sure hands and that, but the Dwarves have just got so many skills that make it. Maybe it's better just not have the skills on. I don't know. Oh, there was an early match Bleeding Hippie, and he played. It was the first one. No, it wasn't. There was Genie played DXJ616, and they both played terribly. And then Grish played Genie, and Grish played absolutely terribly. And then Grish played Strider 84, and Grish played absolutely terribly. So he is just another guy with Dwarfs getting carried by Dwarfs being brutal when they just block people. Basically. But you know, luck was always going to be a factor, wasn't it? So, fair enough. Spartaco's choice to go Orcs though looks like the play now. If only that was true, Notorious Truth say. If only. But he's playing good defence here, Stringer Barrel, definitely. It's not easy. Or, alternatively, Mossman's playing bad offence. It's not easy for him to break through, is it? Where's the guard? Here, so he could do things, certainly. Get a 2D up here. 2D here. Break down here. Cage here. Seems pretty much the best player. And then maybe the Orcs will finally go on men's contact to try and stop them. I mean, the thing with Dwarves is they're the worst team to go on men's contact, aren't they? But going all men's contact is the best way to beat anyone, I think, really, at low TV. It's just obviously you wanna wait for it. And that's the thing, isn't it? Because if you wait too long, then they score on turn 8 anyway. But if you go too early, you get done. Wow, these guys sure do like to take their time. yeah, I guess I should have the link to the stuff so far. Genie, who was in it, I don't know if he's still in it or not. Or Guinness, that's the one. Guinness is updating this here, and I don't know. It's pretty cool that he's got all of this stuff here. There's like nobody left from the ladder. Hardly. No, Grish qualified from the ladder, and Malak qualified from the ladder. I think the reason that Grish qualified from the ladder was he obviously played some games and then got a massive TV advantage. Yeah. Very true, Squirrel Dude. He is caging really hard. Maybe overly cautious. It does feel like now is the time we can chain him here. Where's the guards though? We could power him and then push him onto the ball. But he's not even trying to do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 GFIs it would take. And you could power him and get him in there, but you'd have needed to cancel this assist. Could have 1D'd the ball. Got him out of here and stuff. But he's not, he's just going to screen it. I like the. I would have liked the play of chaining the Black Orc in for a 1 dice on the ball, personally. But I guess he feels that he doesn't need to do that. It would be a bit risky with without the rerolls. Only 1 reroll. Oof. Wow, insta reroll. He doesn't really care about preserving rerolls. Just string a bell. Didn't even fall. Wow. Wow. Was that a misclick or just what he wanted to do? 1 DB. Absolute madman. Well, Muldrifter, I think you can't really draw many conclusions from which teams have been eliminated and which teams have gone through, because coaching matters for so much. You know, maybe if Spartaco and I don't know, some of the other guys, Strider, maybe if they'd use Dark Elves, maybe there'd be Dark Elf teams left in it. You know, the vast majority of people have gone Dwarfs, haven't they? And Dwarves do seem to help people who aren't quite so good at Bloodbowl just dominate matches. I mean, he's close enough for turn 16 here, isn't he? At turn 6. He's close enough. So maybe block him down, move the cage over to here. You know, and then just make a burst of it turn 7 and 8. Yeah, I mean, you've got two people in the last 8 that have been outplayed on more than 1 occasion. So it's there you go. Yeah, well, I think it's not just the limited number of games. There's a lot of reasons why I think Dwarfs are chosen. Number one, they're survivable. So, with it being no res, you don't want your war dancer dying the game one and you'd be screwed. Dwarves really take very little attrition, so they're always going to be reliable for that. They've already got all the block and everything, rerolls, you know. It's... yeah, exactly. As Guinness and Squirrel have said, that's what it is. Durability. 1000 TV, I mean, a lot of the NAF stats that have other teams are at 1100. But Dwarves get everything they need at 1000, you know. Woodies or a Force in tabletop. But all tabletop teams start at 1100 usually. So Dwarves getting to start at 1000 is really good for them. And yeah, it's just the fact you get one shot, basically, isn't it? You get one shot, and I think people, you know, like JLS say, you get one shot to make it count.
The need for speed.
Thank you, Guinness K. Thank you for the follow. Was that too loud? If it's too loud, I can turn it down because I have that ability now. Unbelievably. Yeah, Undead would have absolutely been in it. Absolutely. Yeah, and plus, like, obviously stuff like Saurus. You know, they're a lot worse when you've got to manually skill them up, as opposed to right. That's great. Thank you. You know, in a NAF tabletop, they get the third reroll for a bit of reliability. So I just think I think Lizard Men are a bad choice for this. Basically, there you go. Whereas in NAF style, they start off with 5 or 6 block, don't they? Which is just unbelievable. But that's the thing, Squirrel Dude, it is the coaching as well, isn't it? That's the thing. So, and especially Lizardmen are one of those teams where the coaching matters. They're one of those teams where I play people who have the Lizardmen, and I think I have no chance here, and then they just play rubbish, let me destroy all their skinks, don't free up their Saurus very well and stuff, and make it easy. So I don't know. Right, so the game is still too loud. Wow. Right, hopefully that's a bit better. This is unbelievable. This is down to 5 on the on the volume mixer. I don't understand how, and also as low as it can go in game. I just don't understand what's wrong with this PC. Well, the thing is, lizards are good against orcs, so I'm sure Spartaco will be cheering on Sam Davies to just get cheeky dwarf matchup. But I think lizards versus dwarfs is 50-50 really. I think that will come down to coaching quite a lot. I don't think Stringer Bell is very good here. I mean, he's got no rerolls. You know, he's going to put some people here. He's using his blitz here, so he's not using his blitz here. So move these guys first when you've got no rerolls. I mean, that's just poor, isn't it? That's poor play. Absolutely poor play to do that move first when he's got these 5 players. Well, he couldn't move him first, but he's got these 3 players that he should have moved. No, it's hard to cheer for Dwarfs, absolutely. I just cannot cheer for Dwarfs no matter who the coach is. And that's bad, isn't it? He should have moved these guys here before he did the splits. These two and him. Decided I was going to move them. Stood these guys up. And maybe move this guy as well. Yeah, you could have moved him there, I think. So that was a poor turn, but I mean, it's very good defense, isn't it? He has not really... He's played pretty decent defense, I guess you've got to say, Stringer Bell, apart from that. His disregard for rerolls, basically. He didn't really think about his rerolls, he just used them instantly. Which, fair enough, he hasn't needed one apart from them. But he didn't really think twice about using them at all. And he didn't think twice about blitzing their first action without any rerolls at all. Very, very bold move. The cheer for Balshir to win for how much potatoes down the field. He absolutely, Balshir is the potato king. Absolutely. I mean, this is going to take a potato here, isn't it? And it's turn 7. This is rough for the Dwarfs here. What do they even do? Pass to him. And go for. I mean, this is realistically, this is like his best option, is to blitz here or something, and get it to this, switch it to this blitzer here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hand off to this blitzer is literally his best option. Get these guys out because he can run it right down here, right down the sideline. I think there's no other option for it, to be quite honest. Ah, yeah, that's true, Guinness. Yes, he does. He does have the advice of all of the people in Legion League. I think I would have used the blitz on this guy, or possibly on this guy. But it looks like he's going to do the reverse. There isn't really another option, is there? Yeah, 2 DB on the ball is only 55%. Without a reroll, it's not that likely, is it? He's doing it. He's doing it. He's got it as well. I hope he's not in chat and I've influenced him, but no, I think it was the only option he had, wasn't it, really? Plus, I'm just some scrub who didn't qualify for the World Cup, so what do I know? I wouldn't make the second GFI here because he wants to get these guys through to support him a bit, doesn't he? No, he did it. 2 GFIs there, 1, 2, 3, 4. Another GFI there. So 3 GFIs and he's covered. Whereas I think I wouldn't have made this second GFI, I would have just gone for the first one. Get another player in there, Then you'll need one more GFI, whereas now he's going to have to make a few. Oh no, I can do that. Yeah. Sure. Sure, that's nice actually. And then you can put the other one in here, can't you? Yeah, that's pretty nice actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, GFI, GFI. Yeah, that's actually great, isn't it? Pacing them both. I don't know why I didn't think of that. Safe from him. I'm running out of time though, and he hasn't used these two guys. Ooh, cheeky GFIs with time running down. Well, I mean, what you're looking at is just a blitz and mark, isn't it, at the moment? It's too hard to do it, otherwise 4-4-3. 4-4-3 without a reroll is horrific. So he's just got to do the lame-ass move of blitzing one of these two and then just marking. I guess you've got to blitz this one as well, because otherwise he'd have to make a dodge. So you just got to blitz 2D him, blitz him. And if I just admit, I'll do without block, seeing as this is without block anyway. So there you go. This is the weakness of the L screen here, completely exposed by the legendary dwarf, the legendary dwarf reversal. Pre-match bans from Guinness and Sam Davies. By the way, guys, have you settled on a time when you're playing, and then I will cast it? Full shizzle. Really, you'd have gone with for the 4-4-3 dodges, maybe. Like, ultimately, that's got a better chance of working than this mark. Although this mark was easy to do, right? A 2-dice block and then move. He only doesn't clear this marker with a 1 in 36. So therefore, your 4-4-3 and 1 dice is just a better shot, isn't it? Really. My Wednesday 2200 GMT. That's midnight for me. That's too late. I won't be able to cover that, I'm afraid. So, like, if you let's sum this up, what he had to do there. luk.com 4-4-3, and then he just needed he needed a 4+ to knock him over. He was 8.3%, which is fine, isn't it? That's like about a 1 in 12 chance. It might be actually a 1 in 12 chance. Ah, now he's made this dodge as well, though. That's fair enough. Now it's a little bit better. Ooh, brutal. Apple fail on a Black Hawk. Absolutely brutal. Unbelievable. And that there is why, you know, Balsha, it's funny because Balsha said that the reason that he used Dwarfs is because he didn't want to get diced, which is kind of like the argument that a good player would use. And the thing is with Orcs, you can get diced just as easily, because now he's down to 10 players. That's massive that he's got this guy up. It's absolutely massive, isn't it? He should easily be able to chain him free. Well, say easily, won't be 3, 4, 5. GFI, move him in, blitz him out, and then it also saves. Well, he can even with GFI anyway. So it's kind of easy to chain him free, or he just makes a dodge, which is still like 8 out of 9. So it was still definitely better, I think, to go for the 1 dice. Once again, it looks like he's doing exactly what I said, but maybe that's just because he's a good coach, eh? Or I'm a noob, or whatever. Wow. There you go. Well, sorry about that, Guinness. Don't let the bastards grind you down. Just make sure you beat him on the pitch, eh? And then he can stop bragging then, maybe. Thank you very much, Guinness. So a bit greedy here with these moves he's making, isn't he? I know he's got the reroll, but still, in the World Cup, the chance of getting a Kaz is so low. Maybe worth it with his 5-star player point, Troll Slayer. Nice touchdown, that wasn't it? He did literally exactly what I said for the last 2 turns to get the touchdown. Pretty cool. And now the Dwarves are definitely set up for the second half with the Orcs down to 10 players. Can he even come back? And down to strength 4 player as well. At least he's got that tackler though, hasn't he? Eh? I mean, great choice. Yeah, no, he played pretty decent defense. Well, you could argue that Mossman didn't really play great offense. I don't know. It was. I feel like Stringer Bell should have gone all men's contact at some point, and he just didn't. He was content. He was content to screen, and obviously in the end, the screen was bypassed. He did pretty much overcommit. It's all about keeping parallel to where they are. His team was like this, and he put his team like this. So his team was like this, went like this. I mean, it's Bloodbowl 101 basically. I shall do that. I shall cover that in a YouTube video. Keep your eye out for that one. Maybe tomorrow I might make a YouTube video actually. Yeah, I think he should have smashed the cage at some point. Just because he's got the strength advantage. One of his guard was isolated at first. There were various points where he was getting 2 dice on. That turn where he had two dices on the guard players. So he had the chance to knock down both guarders and really swarm it. I think he should have done that there. But I mean, he played okay. He played hard defense, didn't he? Stringer goes for standard dwarf waffle time. Kind toss. Yeah. Yeah, overtime is obviously great for dwarves because they're almost certainly going to have more things. Bloodbowl 101, yeah, that's cool. I thought, you know, like I've got a great list actually from the guys in chat. I've written loads of ideas down for the video, so I guess like defending 101 rather than Bloodbowl 101. It's interesting. I think it's a lot of different tournament matches like this where there's so much on the line. Like obviously this particular tournament is the most that there's ever and probably will ever be on the line, Blood Bowl wise. But you know, majors on Fumble, you tend to see the same kind of defence. Whereas in leagues or random games, people tend to not really care so much, do they? And just you know, care more about the health of their team. Is he going to make the foul? What an absolute madman. Oh my god. Blood Bowl 101, don't foul Dwarves. Especially when you're down players. I told him. Idiotic. Deserves to lose. Terrible. A terrible play. What an unbelievably terrible play. He absolutely deserves to lose this match. Now he's down to 9 players. He stunned a dwarf. Well done. Horrific. Horrific play. Got absolutely what he deserved. There you go. There was the 101 video on fouling. Do not make that foul. Terrible. I mean, he can't complain now about going out. Why did he make that foul? He had the ball for the hidden +1. Fair enough for that, but that was just idiotic. That was a 10 out of 10 still. Absolute madman. Yeah, I try not to reroll if I can. I at least like to think about it, and you know, think about conserving them, especially with overtime here, of course. I think what I'd do here, given from the way that Stringer Bell has played this, I'd have had my runner here, and a guard here, and a guard here. And that way, you could only be able to get a 1 dice against the runner or the Troll Slayer. Although, of course, it would encourage him to attack this way, where there'd be less guard. I think that would be in the play to try and stop the 2D. Whereas right now, okay, definitely can't 2D the runner, but you can 2D the Troll Slayer pretty easily. Which I guess is what he'll do. But at this point, he's just got to play solid Blood Bowl, hasn't he, right now? Mossman. It should look after itself, 2 players up. I disabled the sound effects for this match. But yes, that is Squirrel Dude is exactly right. Being down with Black Orc, no bench, needing 9 more on the injury to even get a removal is absolutely garbage. And also, when you think the 9 is only removal half of the time as well, so you're looking at 8 out of 36, aren't you, to remove him, which is just absolute garbage. Yes, Sir Ironclad, we're currently on GMT +2. And I am European time, yep, in Germany. I know time zones. It says 1700 GMT, doesn't it? I said 1700. Oh no, yeah, 1900. Yeah, I'm European time. Oh, so it's CEST. Oh. Yeah. So should I put CEST? The thing is, if I put CEST, then people think it's Eastern time. No, I'm not sure you needed that apple either. Yep, I would have kept the apple for, you know, a good player, because I think he's got this wrapped up. It doesn't help in this drive. It's basically all in this drive to try and stop him, isn't he? Yeah, GMT +2. Okay, I'll do that in future. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I do say CET when I mean CEST. Yeah, absolutely fair enough. Well, a 9 is a 10 out of 36. Yes, will do. However, it's an 8 out of 36 because he comes back half the time on the 9, doesn't he? So you're looking at 8 out of 36 to get the removal, and you're already down to 10 players. So going down to 9 players is absolutely terrible. And of course, the speedy thrower doesn't even make it. Does he pick up the blitzer? I would try, because the chance of going out is really small, isn't it? 1 in 3, followed by 3 out of 8. I would go for the pick up the blitzer. Plus, then a blitzer's got it and not a shitty thrower. Yeah, he was really unlucky. Well, you're not 3 out of 8, are you? You're 3 out of 8 after the 1 in 3. So you're really low to do that. No, he lost a line, but still, it was still needless, and he's down to 9 players. And now it's 9 versus 10, but it would have been 10 versus 10 if he just hadn't made that stupid foul. Unbelievable. I can't even believe he went for it. Outrageous. If it was Spartaco making that play with his 13-man roster, then obviously that would have been fair enough. But when you're already down to 10, making that foul was inexcusable. He does very clever, but I would have still gone for the pickup there. But you would be looking at about a 1 in 9 to lose the ball, yeah. Sure. And obviously he really doesn't want to lose the use a reroll, but he used one anyway. What did he use a reroll on there? He used a reroll on turn 1. I wasn't even paying attention. Oh, it 1 in 9 with a Black Orc. Wow. He's so bad. He's so bad at this game using rerolls. I don't think you have to though. You'd be looking at a 1 in 3 to fail it, and then at a 3 out of 8 for it to be really bad. So it wouldn't have been the worst to go for the pickup. Plus a blitzer with a ball is infinitely better than a throw with a ball. I really hate throwers though, so there you go. He really went hard against elves, didn't he, with a thrower and tackle on a blitzer. So providing the dwarf player plays well here, he should have it sewn up. Even now he's only got a 1 player advantage. The fact that the Orcs are down 1 reroll already. See, now the Dwarves have done what I think is right for them to do, which is just base everyone. Base all men's. Like, what does he even do now? It's horrible for it, isn't it? Absolutely horrible. Two GFIs to 2D him with him, and then 2D him with him. And then he's just stood up, hasn't he? Or just make some kind of pathetic little scream. Really, really tough for him right now. Yes, true, he might need a pass play, that is fair enough, but I just hate throwers and wouldn't want to pick up with a thrower, even though there was about a 1 in 9 chance of losing the ball. And then for maybe the game. So I guess if it was the World Cup, I probably wouldn't have made that. That's one of those things, isn't it, where it's easy to say you'd make the play, but then if it was the actual World Cup, taking a smooth 1 in 9 to just lose the match is not something you would really do. Yeah, he had to seal that up, didn't he? Because otherwise the Dwarfs could have moved a player in here, chained this guy, knocked him to there, and got through easily for a 2D on the ball. I won't see any way he can win really very ever. It's looking very tough for him, isn't it? But I mean, things could happen, of course. He's already down to 1 reroll with overtime, making 1Ds. So now he's looking at 4 players getting knocked down and everyone based again. Oh, I don't like that play. I really don't like that push. I would have 100% pushed him forward. He has got to be wary of the pass play, because obviously, normally you don't respect an Orc passing play, but when it's his only chance to score, you literally have to respect it. I'm sure he can move this dwarf to here, but I would have rather had him there. I was pushing another guy out to that side as well. I mean, this is looking great for him here, isn't it? Just dodge away and go for it twice. As terrible as that sounds, that's his best option by far right now. Well, fish for fact, Malak qualified through the open ladder, so either he's good and therefore 120 in a row, or he, you know, qualified dubiously like most people from the ladder. Oh, bad. Bad, why did he do that? He knows that the only chance that the Orcs have got is this passing play right here. He didn't re-roll that. See, that's what I like. What I like is not re-rolling things. I mean, this to me is clearly his best play. You can even blitz the Garda with this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. GFI. Move another player in here, maybe. 2D him off. It's very possible for him to just run away over here and have some kind of a way. Oh, he doesn't make the play. Lame. Actually, that double skull was pretty bad for him, wasn't it? I would have maybe re-rolled that purely because it was his runner. And obviously, you know, you don't want your runner to be killed for the whole time with him using his apple. Oh wow, that hand of that blitzer skilled him as well. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So you can block him. He can get a bit of a push down here, and I guess that still leaves him this chance. I wouldn't have stood him up though. I would have run all this stuff and then made the cheeky dodge away and have him as a canoring threat. I mean, this is obviously more sensible to do this sort of thing, isn't it, than a crazy passing play. He blocks him down. I can't really get players here, can he, to make this chain? Oh no, he could power here. 1, 2, 3, 4 GFI. Block him to here, and block him to get him there, so we can get a 1 dice on the ball. Relatively easy, actually. Relatively easy 1 dice on the ball here. Not with that push though. Gone is his chance of the 2D on the ball, 1D on the ball here. Well, I would have really liked that. I guess he can do it with the 1Ds, but I would have really liked that chip. Push him to there, then there, and then push this guy, and then get in for the 1D on the ball. Yeah, Russ is very American, isn't he? So he is like the British stereotype of an American. So there you go. If you like that sort of thing, it's good. And I guess if you don't like that sort of thing, maybe you wouldn't like him so much. But I like Russ's crazy Americans. Yeah, fair enough, Scrumezzo. But you know, like, he's like the English stereotype of American, that's the thing. So yeah. That sounds brutal. Yeah, is it ADD mouse movements? I've got no idea. I've not noticed that at all. I just don't like the camera he used for most of the time, but I hear he's changed the camera. I think the nice play would have been a GFI to get the assistant. I wouldn't even. You could have just come here from 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it would have been a GFI, and then chain this in for a 1D in the ball. I would have liked that move. Well, yeah, fair enough, Maslov. It's like there's two stereotypes of American, and I guess he's one of them. What an example to be had. Yeah. The old tackle. Oh, that move though. That move has made this orc gold dust. If he skulls this block, or just doesn't take it, this guy's out of there. Absolutely, he's gone. No, he powered him. Oh, and he got injured. Oh, he should have made that dodge last turn, like I said. Wow. Oh, he's done. Stick a fork in him. He's done. Basically, Maslav, yeah, basically. That's basically what it's like. Yeah, that's what it's like in England. That's how we look at you. Look at you, American guys. Yeah, he should have been the canoring threat. I said he should have done it last turn because how else is he going to score? He can't change because he's outnumbered, so he can just get based by everybody. He's outguarded. He's outstrengthed. He's outnumbered. He's got basically nothing going for him right now. He's just got a potato it downfield like Bucky. That's essentially his only chance is to Bucky it. But will he be able to be as lucky as Bucky? Probably not. I mean, you could 2D him, blitz him, dodge away with the others, make a bit of a cage here. Yeah, he literally didn't achieve anything by standing up there, apart from getting injured, absolutely. Wow. Open you, stand him up for reasons, and then open up your turn with 1DB, but I mean, it's not really bad play when you don't have any other option, is it? I think I would have made that block. Oh no, you couldn't make that block 5. No, you could have made that block first. You had to do either a blitz here or a block there, so that's fair enough. Blitz this dude. We could have blocked him with him and then blocked him with him. Could have blitzed around and then made this block. Basically the same thing, whichever way you do it. Yeah, Americans come across as unbelievably patriotic. If I went to America, I would imagine there would be flags everywhere and stuff. Which there's quite a few German flags in Germany, but there's like no England flags in England apart from the World Cup song. He easily fell for the old Bucky potato down the field. Yeah, he did. He literally just has to potato this now, doesn't he? 1, 2, 3, 4. GFI. Move him to there or something. I mean, he is really in a bad place. I guess he could blitz 1D block, then blitz out there. No, that doesn't really work. Blitz him. Pass the ball to him and then dodge through here and score. I mean, it's just terrible, isn't it? Yeah, he's gone full Bucky. He needs to. So we're looking at 1, 2, pushing from there, 3, 4, GFI. Well, he's not going to blitz with him. What's he going to blitz? What's he? Doesn't blitz at all. Absolute madman. He can't reroll this. Even he can't reroll this, surely. But then he might. He really needed a power there, didn't he? I didn't like that move. I'd have stood him up for the blitz, because then at least you've got somebody in contact with him. It's still a 1 dice, but now he would have been able to have more movement. If you powered him, and you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, GFI for your cannoning threat. But he's done now, isn't he? You would expect. Easy 2D on the ball. I mean, completely easy 2D on the ball. Multiple ways of achieving it. The only thing you can't do is surf him. By moving this guy around, this guy, move him in there, 2D him, put him there, blitz with him, and then you even get a 2D on him afterwards. Yeah, it looks. This one looks over. It's over. On the forum, which forum, Sir Ironclad? Doe ruined matchmaking in Bloodbowl 2. So, you know, and Voodoo Mike. They absolutely ruined matchmaking in Bloodbowl 2. Isn't that a shame? Alright, the Cyanide Forum. No, I'm not as active as I guess I could or should be. Also, actually, you can move this guy in now, can't you? Move him in there, 2D him, get him in there, blitz with him, and then I would have done that way, because then this guy could have recovered potential. Oh yeah, putting him in there is even better. That's a much nicer spot than putting him in there. Pretty nice. So yeah, that's why I did. See, I would have put him in there for the assist, blitz with him. Then you get a 2D him and then bring him in for the recovery, but you probably want to have somebody marking these two as well, actually, so maybe no recovery is best. Have you got the American stats to back that? That was actually really nice, wasn't it? That was really nice, blitzing with the guard, so that if it was a push, he got another one. That was actually really nice play. TBH fans, and then he gets to move him in for the 2D, or he gets to keep these here, whichever way he wants. Guess you probably bring him in, don't you? Yeah, that was really nice blitzing on the guard, actually. Oh my god. Now it's getting to be a dicing now, isn't it, really? These 3 Kaz, and his own self-induced Kaz. 2 Black Orcs, and a Blitzer. Unbelievable. Gotta re-roll this one. Wow, that's 2 Runner Fallings Overs that he hasn't. I would have re-rolled probably both of those. Definitely the second one with 3 re-rolls left. Because you just don't want your dwarf to die now that you've used your... I wouldn't have used that apple either. Yes, they really did listen to Doe, despite everybody complaining. I was not a bookie player, no. Yep, if it was a bookie player, Quad Skulls would have come in. Quad Skulls and the Blitz. and then dodge away for the touchdown. Would have been the bookie play. Yeah, but still, another rookie. The apple was an assumption for overtime. Yeah, it's fair enough. But I would have been... And then I guess that's the thing. It's easy to say what the optimal decision would be, but if you're in the game, you're going to be scared of overtime. You know, with it being so important. So yeah. Well, here we are. That was a bookie play, absolutely. He should have made another GFI though, because now he's getting blocked into the surf here, isn't he? I mean, that was really, he had to make this GFI. He just had to. That's so bad. He goes in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, and now he gets surfed. So, yeah, he uploaded the first Black Orc that got injured, and it failed. On like turn 3 or something. That wasn't, it was quite late actually, wasn't it? I can still surf him, but I mean he'll take the both down if he can, won't he? I think he'll move there. Or, you know, maybe here or somewhere. Maybe move here. Yeah, then he's protected. So you move this guy in here. And then he goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you've got a guy protecting him so he doesn't get counter surfed. And if you happen to pow him, then you've got 2 players here and the ball's on the floor. So because obviously surfing him isn't that great, to be honest, because then the ball might come in here and he's got 2 guys ready to come round, or it comes here and he's got a blitzer ready to go there, or it comes out here and he's got a blitzer in the best position. But now that he's got the push, I guess he will go for the surf, because it's just too effective at knocking the ball loose, isn't it? No, he's not going. He doesn't want the ball scattered in the crowd, which is also fair enough. I mean, the scatter in the crowd had the potential to be very, very, very bad for him. Well, because by surfing the ball by it definitely gets the guy with the ball down, doesn't it? Wow. Okay, you were right about farming more star player points. Unbelievable, Jeff. Yeah, now he gets to screen this off, doesn't he? Or just go for the pickup. I guess you go for the pickup, don't you? You can sideline cage it. Kind of. The only thing is the pickup's a little bit risky because he could get 1 dice blitzed and then... You've got to go for the pickup, haven't you? I think he's got to go for the pickup. I mean, that's what he either screens it or he picks it up. And I guess with it being the World Cup, you've just got to go for the screen. But I think the pickup's the better play. Oh wow! Unbelievable, Jeff. Unbelievable scatter there. Wow. Wow. Yeah, it looks really safe, doesn't it? That scatter killed any hope he had, I think. Could he try for a touchdown here, maybe, with somebody? This Slayer, that's who we'll want to score. I don't think he'll be able to try for that, though, with there being so much on the line. But I mean, realistically, it's a 2D. Base some guys, block him. It's really not hard to get this completion to the Troll Slayer to score. You can make it pretty safe. Get players in base to base, screen it all off. Blitz this guy. But then again, that's the thing. It's easy to say I would go for this, but obviously you might not. With the actual World Cup on the line, it's easy to say and make this play, but I think that's the best play for his team. Maybe just move the Troll Slayer forward a little bit this turn, and go for the pass next turn. Well, Bucky, the Dwarf team was here, but the Orc team went here. So the Dwarves handed it off to the Blitzer, who ran forward and totally outmaneuvered the Orcs. Pretty, I guess you've got to call it bad defense by the Orcs, leaving it on. Probably overcommitted to down this sideline. Yeah, they outrun the Orcs easily, yeah, that's true. Because he did the old elf screen where really it wasn't. It was fair enough him elf screening here. He elf screened like here and here. But then he also elf screened here, and there's no need for this to be an elf screen. If he had just, you know, he could have just done something a little bit better there. And it would have held it up. And made things a lot easier. Surprised he didn't go for the blitz with him, seeing as he's only got movement 4. Oh, he's not going for the Troll Slayer touchdown. Sad times. I would have totally gone for the Troll Slayer touchdown there. 100%. Yeah, so what have he ever said? I mean, that's why I don't like the old elf screen a lot of the time. I think people use it to like just when it's not necessary, you know. It looks like he's going to go for this pass here. I hope he goes for the pass. Or 2 GFIs and handoff. 2 GFIs into handoff is the safer play, because then if you use you've got it caged and you're in scoring range with GFIs. Yeah, okay then. Just make these 2 GFIs. Or 1 if you use the reroll. Unbelievable stunt for it. Wow, I'm surprised he didn't make the second GFI there. I would have done with 2 rerolls. Absolutely. He's movement 5, isn't he? So he's out of scoring range. He's actually out of scoring range by not making the second. He's got to hand off to this runner. Or this Troll Slayer. It's got to be the Troll Slayer, hasn't it? Let's be honest. Yeah, he needed to make that second GFI to make it possible for the Blitzer to score. But I'd 100% try and skill up the Troll Slayer for my Ebro rather than block on the runner. Because the runner's your default scorer anyway, isn't he? So to have a chance to get it on the Troll Slayer. Also, if you fail the handoff on the Troll Slayer, then the runner could pick it up and score. This is such insult to injury. Yeah, it is, Squirrel Dude. Hello, Oriolensis. Yeah, he literally, he does have to go for a handoff here. It's super safe for him at the moment, isn't it? He's got a 2D here, 2D blitz here, 2D here. I mean, he's got 2Ds everywhere. Completely secure the ball. Just make this, run him down first. Need that canoring threat. Guard can go in here. This guy. That's fine because he gets another one. He's got to do the handoff, hasn't he? He simply has to. This guy can come down there as well. I guess this guy could come around here. That might be better. The thing is though, Squirrel Dude, it's easy from, like, the runner's going to be his default carrier and scorer. So I think when he's got the chance to score on somebody other than the runner, he has to take it. Yeah, I don't get it, to be honest, Goerpy. I think he's my favourite Blood Bowl streamer, to be honest. Well, that isn't me, of course. I did. He hadn't too many games left, but he's not going to get a second skill, is he? No, I would. The runner is on 3. I would 100% hand it off to him. Next game, the runner can score, no problem. The runner's on 3, he can score any time. He's caged him, so he's going for it. He has to go for a handoff to the drop. But I would move this guy down the field first. Yeah. Yeah, I saw Bucky's game. I didn't see the whole thing, but I watched it. I watched the VOD. Yeah. Once again, I did not like Inarian's offensive play. I thought he was very, very poor, just potatoing downfield, just like he did against Junacy. And punished this time, unlike he was when he did it against Junacy. Yeah, pass to the runner. But you can't risk that, can you? The pass to the runner is way too greedy. Yeah, Stringer Bell really did. I mean, that is brutal, isn't it? You know, even though this was his own doing, this was really unlucky. I mean, this really screwed him. But then he made it worse for himself, and then because it was men down, he was kind of forced into crappy plays. Got out blocked more. Oh, injured. This next game shouldn't matter too much, should it? Journeyman blockers are great. Yeah, no, you couldn't in this format. You couldn't risk giving up the level on the Troll Slayer. You just could not. You could not risk that. He has to score with him and level him up for sure. I wouldn't do these blocks first though. I would make sure I had the reroll for the GFI. Yeah, so many of the coaches seem to be absolute madmen. Absolutely. You could even take guard on the Troll Slayer in this format due to it just being dominated by Dwarves. But I would still take Mighty Blow, because Mighty Blow is still great, isn't it? Yeah, the Blitzer leveled up, yeah. Yeah, the Blitzer that scored was the guy who was on 3, so he's leveled up. So, this one went to 8 from 3 with a touchdown. Yeah, pretty brutal. Brutal stuff. Orcs dumped out against Dwarfs, funny, eh? So I mean, you know, I guess somebody could beat Spartaco with Dwarfs because you could just dice him like this in the first game, and then hit him with all the missed next games for the second. But still, he's got 13 plays to stop that, hasn't he? 5 armor breaks versus 6, but got like 4 Kaz or something. 3 Kaz from 5 AV breaks, and then he Kaz'd himself dodging or GFIing and got sent off by himself. Wow, that Blitzer did get the MVP. Unbelievable. Oh, wow. Good call, Skrull, dude. So this Dwarf team is now unbelievable because you're talking 4 guard, 5 guard. This Dwarf team will have 5 guard now. Plus a Mighty Blow. Wow.